happy Monday after Thanksgiving, Mary. How was your Thanksgiving?
It had a lot of food involved in it.
Usually does.
Yep. But I was grateful.
Yes.
To be with family.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Eating food.
All
right.
Watching movies, doing all of it.
Getting ready for Christmas.
Not yet.
All right.
Let's pull that back a bit.
Yeah, all right. So since we just finished up Thanksgiving and all that Thanksgiving focuses on is being thankful, we're talking about gratitude, right, Mary?
We are talking about gratitude, which is a very important aspect of well-being.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, as a teacher, as an instructor, it was part of a philosophy of happiness class that I taught. We did a big unit on gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
So I could share a little of that wisdom.
You can, yes.
And we can talk about why we're grateful for the people who came onto this podcast over the past almost a year.
I know, I can't believe it.
I'm
grateful for that.
I am grateful for that too, that people were so willing to come on and just talk to us and take a chance that we do a good job with them.
And our listeners who have kept listening.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yes, very. And our sponsors.
Those sponsors make it all happen too.
Who are we leaving out? Grateful for each other.
We are.
We are. So what guests do you feel particularly...
Well, that you're talking about gratefulness as part of Design Your Life. We, immediately Kathy Davies from Stanford pops into mind. She spoke about that a little bit in our interview with her, which I was super grateful for.
Yes.
But I mean, every guest has, I've taken away at least one nugget of, something that have stayed with me from every single guest. I don't want to cherry pick any of our guests, but, something has stuck out from everyone. And then I've found a common thread a little bit, about most of them are like, you just have to believe in yourself. You have to take the leap. But, one of the other things is also that they're all like, you have to do good, be a good person, do good. And I think that's super important. And it kind of, that's always kind of been my philosophy. And so I felt, grateful for it kind of being reinforced. So I, this past year of talking to all these incredible people from literally all walks of life has been so fascinating and interesting. And I have found them to be, super, inspirational in so many ways.
I am grateful in the conversations that we've had about how unself-conscious people are about their own moxie, that they're not even seeing it in themselves.
Right.
And
that's another common thread.
And that, they really broke it down, and moxie is really a series of small steps that are strung together. And
Design Your Life, Kathy Davies.
That's right. And Karita also talked about that. Small things, building up to big things.
Daily gratitudes.
Yep. Daily gratitude, writing a few sentences, just keeping it regular and consistent. And so, I mean, I think we've talked about this before, how moxie is not sexy. It's really about putting in the time. And in terms of the research about gratitude, it really does enhance the well-being of you and obviously the person that you show gratitude to.
Right.
Practices like keeping a gratitude journal where you write 3 things that you're grateful for every night can carve new neural pathways that allow you to see the glass half full more often than the glass half empty. And it's not, gratitude for huge things. It's for a really great sandwich at lunchtime, or that, your kids went to bed without a fight. Or it doesn't have to be a big deal.
Right.
There's a lot of research about gratitude in the workplace, about saying thank you to people who are doing things to help your business or your organization. And that's a really important piece that I think is sometimes overlooked, and it's cheap and it's easy.
Right. And obvious health benefits to all involved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And also instituting a gratitude process where you write your thank you notes and you make phone calls and you send emails and you thank people for things that they've done for you or given you, that could be a physical gift or just a gift of their time or their attention. So all of these things are really important to do, and they don't take any money, and they really start to focus your attention on the good things that are happening. because happiness is not when big things happen. Happiness is achieved in moment to moment and in the small things. And I think that also plays into the Moxie. In the small things, you're going to find Moxie. So I've been, I think, also just listening to the breadth of stories that we've been told.
Yes. There have been a lot of them. And like I said, all walks of life.
Yeah. And all different versions of Moxie. So I feel like there's something for everyone to have identified with in the guests that we've had.
I hope so.
And in the guests to come.
Yeah, and I've actually been surprised at some of our guests that I wasn't expecting to make a connection or feel a personal like aha moment and or something about their story I found inspirational, because some of them, as I said, they're so vast in where they come from, their experiences. It's like, oh, how can I connect with that person? But every single one has been something and surprising.
It really shows you that you can learn something from anyone. And you don't need a Moxie podcast to turn around and start a conversation with someone and ask them about their life.
Nope. Who was it? Was it Kathy Davies who talked about the cup of coffee?
Yep, the cup of coffee, and that life is a radically collaborative activity where we need other people, and other people are super happy to help.
Yeah.
And when they do help, say thank you.
Well, I think it's prime time that, to talk about this too, because we're going into the holidays. And I think that's one of the things we forget also during the holidays and getting so wrapped up in the hustle and bustle of it, that it's kind of a nice reminder to maybe take a minute and, instead of getting frenzied about having to spend all this money and buy presents, it's maybe just a simple thank you or handwritten card.
Well, you could still get me a present.
All right, fine, I guess. Well, send me your wish list.
I will. Well, so that wraps up Gratitude is the Attitude Moxie Monday.
And the last episode of November. Next, we're jumping into our next episode will be in December. So this is a nice little wrap up for the month of November.
Yes, absolutely. With that record scratch.
Yeah, it was I'll work on that.
Okay. Well, Thorunn, see you in December.
Mary, I'm grateful for you.
I'm grateful for you. Oh my gosh, is that a tear in your eye?